Good morning and welcome to the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. It's a new day. Every day is back in town.
When the sun comes shining down, put my feet back on the ground. When the day's not going right, I remember the day comes after every night. When I think I'll just give up, and I think I've had enough, I just let that clock go around. Every day's back in town. When it's got me on the run,
Every day,
somehow I can't find the sun.
every day,
I just shake off all those blues to see that light coming shining through.
every day,
I can look up in the sky.
every day,
I don't need a reason why.
every day.
I can lose that old glow down. Every day's back in town. It just takes a moment. Turn the dark to light. This could be that moment. Stand right up there, shining bright. Every day, when those dark clouds follow me. Every day. And I think I just can't breathe. Every day I remember some sweet song. That old sun moves those clouds along. Every day I can see just what I've got. Every day instead of crying what it's not. Every day I ain't got no need to frown. Every day's back in town. Just takes a moment to turn the dark to light. This could be that moment. Stand right up there, shining bright. Every day when the dark clouds follow me. Every day, and I think I just can't breathe. Every day I remember some sweet song. That old sun leaves those clouds alone. Every day I can see just what I've got. Every day instead of crying what it's not. Every day I ain't got no need to frown. Every day's back in town. Oh, oh, oh. Every day's back in town. Yeah, yeah. Every day's back in town. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day's back in town.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Peter Rolita. I'm the practitioner for this service today. And I want to welcome everyone here. Remind you that if your cell phones are on, to kind of turn them down or off, because we want, And let's see, are there any demonstrations today? Anybody have an answered prayer this week? Anything they want to share? Yes.
Our baby Briggs, who is in the NICU, was able to drink a full bottle 2 days in a row. Now he can do it 5 days in a row. He gets to go home.
All right, we'll know that.
Done.
Any other demonstrations today? All right. I'd just like to take a moment just to know for Larry Alberg, that we are so happy and pleased for him as his body restores itself to its natural state of good health. So just know that with me, for Larry does so much for us here. Let's see, and our mission and vision.
Well, let's do our namaste.
Oh, namaste. So if we're going to do the namaste greeting, which is the prayer, your hands together, and you acknowledge 2 or 3 people. The spirit in me acknowledges and celebrates the spirit in you. So let's do that now.
Spirit in me recognizes.
That's my first time banging that thing. It's quite a thrill. I've seen other people do it, but when you do it, it's like, okay, so let's see. We have now the mission and vision. Yes, we do. So if you want to say it along with me, that's great. If you don't, just take it in. Our vision. We are
a welcoming sanctuary community where all are accepted, valued, and supported in the global family.
Our mission.
We inspire personal and global transformation through the teachings of science of mind.
Our purpose.
In joy and love, we connect in service to all life.
So let's build on this energy we have going here this morning, recognizing that one power that is love, that pours itself into its creation, which is us. All there is love. And the only opportunity there is to say yes to that love. So recognizing that power, I recognize our unification with it. That we are expressions of it. That we breathe in and out that love, and we share that love with everyone. That's the opportunity. And I know today, between the music and the message, us coming together in love, that everyone here is going to go home having received the perfect thing for them. And I am grateful to know this truth, because when I speak my word, and it is love, and it is intended in love, the universe answers every time. So I am grateful to know this truth as I release this, my word, into the law. And together we say, and so it is. And now we have our
Greetings.
the readings. Okay, here we go, folks. The first reading is Ernest Holmes, from Ernest Holmes. Just what is meant by the silence, a contemplation in the quiet of the mind, when the objective turmoil is temporarily stilled, and we rise in our consciousness to that place of pure causation, which is spirit. And let's see, Borisenko. from the paths of the mystic. The fruits of centering and remaining in silence are evident even in daily work and activities. Suddenly, you become aware of God's presence and a greater dimension of yourself, and your surroundings becomes evident. And from Eckhart Tolle, wisdom comes when one is able to be still. Just look, just listen, nothing else is needed. Stillness. Looking and listening activates the non-conceptual intelligence that nestles within you. Let stillness direct your words and your actions. And now we have our music and message from Bev and Greg.
Nice, isn't it? Just to sit in silence and sit and listen. There's a difference between silence, though, and stillness. Even in silence, we may not be still. Alone with our thoughts, sometimes they can swirl around us and they're restless and they're blocking our ability to experience the true stillness that is our nature, that is us. They block our ability to get back to and remember who we really are, and find, not that it's lost, but to get back to the stillness inside us. And finding, and clearly, when I say finding, I'm finding our way back to, finding stillness doesn't necessarily require silence. It shouldn't. The stillness we're talking about is that ability to quiet ourselves and The place where we can firmly plant our intentions and know our desires and know the truth that it is already done. And all we have to do is look and listen and just be. Nothing else is required. I like to spend time weeding in our yard. Never thought that would be a thing I would really enjoy. Now, and first of all, we all know that a weed is just a plant that is growing where we don't want it to grow, right? Okay, so. But we have that control issue in our yard, and we do want, things to grow where we want them to grow. So as I sit and carefully pull the weeds and the grasses between the plants, this time of year it's the poppies, discerning between the poppies and the false poppies. But as I do it, it becomes repetitive and meditative, and it helps me to strip away all the things that are not me and just be. It's not that I stop thinking, I just stop trying to think. And in this not trying, not worrying about where the next read is, how much am I going to do that day, how full is the bin, but in the being in that present moment of just being, that's where I find my stillness. That was the song. That's the way I wanted to go in there. Where am I going? There. Okay. This is a pondless waterfall that's at the back of our yard as it slopes up the hill to the fence. It was one of the things I fell in love with when we were looking at houses. I want that. I want to buy the pondless waterfall that has the house in front. And so now climbing up here and balancing across that stream with one hand while I pull the weeds is not where I find my stillness. That's a little different. That's a little precarious. I have to pay attention. And they do grow. That not in the, see where it's rushing. That picture, you can see some rushing here, but sometimes it rushes more than others. The weeds don't grow in the rushing water, right? There's rushing water. How could they? There's too much going on in the middle of that rushing water for anything to take root. But in the little, as the water kind of flows around and finds its way around rocks, because it's a terraced thing, there are pools of still water where there's sediment and quiet. That's where they love to put down their roots. That's the stillness, where they want to settle. We looked at this quote earlier. Wisdom comes when one is able to be still. Just look, just listen. Nothing else is needed. Those constant and frenzied thoughts, even if they are wonderful thoughts, deeply profound, fascinating, something you need to think about, they can be counterproductive. In the silence, the pause between the coming and going, ebbing and flowing, we're more likely to gain a clear perspective. Where do you find yourselves? I mean, for many people like me, it's nature. And I saw a meme on Facebook the other day. I think there's a lot to this. Greg looked at my slides and he said, I think there's a typo. I said, I don't think so. But truthfully, there's a reason that we're drawn to nature. To find our stillness, to find ourselves. Forest bathing, there was a study back in 2019, a lot of people have heard about this, a study that was done in Japan, where they had young adult participants walk for 15 minutes, 2 groups. One group did their walks in a forest, and the other group, the control group, did their walks in an urban setting. In all cases, the participants walking in a forest experienced less anxiety, less hostility, less fatigue, less confusion, depression symptoms, and more vigor compared to walking in an urban setting. the results were even stronger for people who already had, who were already more anxious to begin with. And more studies have been done recently about health, really physical health benefits, cardiovascular and immunity from being among the trees. The trees have wisdom. The trees have stillness. If we will just stop and listen. And useless crime. Heard him say he thought that trees could talk. Well, if they did, what would it mean to hear beyond our day's routine? I'm not sure we'd take the time to stop to listen. Branches live our dreams, wild ideas and crazy schemes. Wisdom of a million fruitful years. Love unfolds in gentle leaves, reveals the truth that lies beneath, protecting all the souls that we hold deep. We could see our way clear to listen. Seems that listening's lost its style. We haven't stopped in quite a while to smell the sweetness of a rose. We can't see and we can't hear long enough to face our fears. We can't learn what trees or others know. Now the boy is grown and wise, he's learned to live with compromise, looking back on years and taking stock. Thinks of what his life's been missing, and knows if he just tries to listen, late at night the trees will start to talk. The wind will blow and trees will softly talk. Will we listen? Listen, oh, listen. We used to play that song when we would tour around all over the West Coast and the Southwest and talk to people about the trees in their area. We went to Oregon one time and I told them about the beautiful big trees that we had near us, and they just looked at me and went, sorry. So will we listen? And what are we listening for? French composer Claude Debussy said that music is the space between the notes. Music, like life, has an ebb and a flow of emotion and feeling of anticipation and release. I will listen, I will listen, I will listen with my heart. A singer with perfect pitch doesn't necessarily interpret a song with the flow and feeling of emotion. And without the tension and release, the music can be a bit bland, even monotonous. A constant din of notes, even perfectly executed, is not necessarily what the truth of music is. The musicality lies between the notes, the space between the notes. And it's like this with our thoughts, with our lives and our thoughts as well. In silence, in the stillness, that pause, we find the pause and we're able to tune into the divine to gain a clearer perspective. So remember when you were a kid, go to the playground, the big swings, where you maybe have been pushing your kids or your grandkids on the swings. It feels free. You feel like you're flying. You go higher and higher, and you go up, and then there's this little pause before you come back down. It's amazing. It's noticeable. It's like the whole world stops, and then you come back down the other way, and then it keeps going back and forth. Let's find that pause together right now, okay? So we're all breathing, just like we always breathe every day. And your next breath, just pause and hold for a few seconds after you inhale. And then let it out. Just like that swing that goes up on the playground. Enjoy the anticipation between the in-breath and the out-breath. The space between the breath. The space between the thoughts. Let's just spend a couple of minutes doing that. Eyes closed, open as you like, hands in your laps. Just sit normally. The chair is supporting you. You're upright. And just take a couple of those breaths in and out. Continue breathing, taking a few more breaths, and then we'll finish with that chant, within the same chant. With my heart, I will listen in the quiet. I will listen with my heart. I will listen. I will listen. I will listen with my heart. I will listen in the stillness. I will listen with my heart. As you come back to us in the room, you can keep that flow happening inside you. That realization of the ebb and flow, the tension and the release and the rhythm of the world. It's that pause, that the space between our thoughts, that's the stillness. It's fertile ground in which we can plant those seeds of intention. So where do we start? This is what we're exploring in the workshops that I've been doing here on the fourth Sundays that we call Why Not? Where we're knotting fabric. And it's not just about fiber art. Our time together is about setting intentions, affirming them with conviction, visualizing our intentions as already manifested, and welcoming guidance towards action. So by cultivating our present moment awareness, and we do start those our workshop with meditation. I do a guided meditation, and we do that to cultivate that awareness and drop into that place where we can know what we truly desire and get clear about what the seeds are that we want to be planting. Is it more peace, greater joy, deeper connection? It all starts with clarity. Then affirmation. Once we're clear about our intentions, we can nurture them with positive affirmation. It's like sunshine and water for those seeds. Repeating the affirmations with conviction just helps us to kind of reprogram our minds and align us with our desired outcomes. And we're doing that as we knot, as we tie those knots in our fabric. And visualization. When we come from our intention, when we imagine it already manifested, we feel the joy, the gratitude, the sense of accomplishment of what we want. It is a powerful tool to activate the law of attraction, drawing our desires toward us rather than chasing after something. And then action. So intentions without action are just wishful thinking, right? I go to a trainer up in Roseville, and on her wall is a sign that says, "Don't wish for it, work for it." It's important to take small steps every day to align with your intentions, and no matter how small, you're nourishing the seeds. And it's so much, it becomes effortless to know what those actions are once you've taken those steps to declare the intention and do the affirmations. So I hope you'll join me after the gathering time today, because we're going to do our workshop again. Oh, and this is kind of what it looks like, right? So what we do is we take these strips of cloth. We're going to rip away what isn't serving us anymore, symbolically, right? And then we just tie a knot. We just in silence, we do our meditation, and then we talk about our intentions, and then we spend a little bit of time in silence, solidifying them over and over again as we tie the knots in the fabric. So all of the strands of fabric that I have that have been knotted by the people that have been coming to these sessions have those intentions in them. And then this is what I will use to create the fiber art piece for the center. So it's a chance to slow down and listen, and in the middle of what seems like just a constant whirlwind of change around us. It's a chance to do that in community with other people and remember that we are all connected. We are connected to each other. We're not alone. We're not out on a limb. We're the trees that are connected with each other through the wind and the leaves and the flow of the water and everything, all the ebbing and flowing of the earth. Because like our breath, where there's an inhale and an exhale, a coming and going, we experience all of this in the rising and the fall, in the rising, the setting of the sun, and the changing of the seasons, and the waves that are ebbing and flowing, and even the thoughts that materialize and dissolve in our minds. In the midst of all the change around us, it's hard to find solid ground. It's hard to plant those intentions and find the stillness, find our way back to the stillness and watch things grow. But Eckhart Tolle also suggested that it's within the stillness, the space between the coming and going, that we find the fertile ground for our deepest desires to take root. So we are not alone. We are connected. We are all one part, all a part of one living, breathing universe that flows together.
See the river, here it goes, over rocks, through field of snow and it just flows. See the wind, hear the tree when that touches every leaf I know. It just flows. It just flows. Song you always know, it just flows. You'll never sing alone, it just flows. Just like the river, just free out of you and into me. I know it just flows. Just like the wind, just like the leaves, we're all branches on the same old tree. I know it just flows. It just flows.
In this moment, I recognize the presence of the divine, the one infinite substance and intelligence, the living flow of all that is. It is the energy that moves the river, the wind through the trees, the very essence of life itself. This creative power is not separate from me. It is the very core of my being. Just like the river flows freely over rocks and through fields of snow, this divine energy flows within me, through me, and as me. There is a natural rhythm to life, a current of peace and harmony that is always present, always available, always flowing. I affirm that I am one with this flow. I release any resistance, any sense of separation, any belief in limitation, and I let go of the need to control. Like the river, my life unfolds with grace and ease. Like the wind, my spirit moves freely and touches all that it encounters. Like the leaves, I am part of the same tree of life, connected to all there is, nourished by the same source. I declare that the living water that flows through me is a constant stream of love, joy, and abundance that moves in and through everyone. I open myself to receive this flow, to experience its fullness, and to express it in all that I do. With gratitude and deep knowing, I rest in this truth. I trust that all is well, that life is unfolding perfectly, and that I am supported and guided by the infinite power within. And so is.
Can you give Bev a big hand?
I was going to say, do I have sound? I was going to say, how do I go from that stillness to this anythingness, to being in the world? And yet I'm so grateful for the reminder that the power is in the stillness, that the centeredness is what you have just given us through music and message. And sometimes I feel as though, sorry, I don't need to add on, but I am. But sometimes I feel as though, the media and social media and all the things are trying to tell me what to think. And I have to go to my place of stillness. You're reminding me to that centeredness in order to be who I am and see more clearly and all of that. So thank you so much for that reminder. We are offering you the opportunity to give. We have been given to, and there's a powerful opportunity now and really every day to give right now of our treasure, of our abundance, however much or little, to be part of that breathing and that flow that Bev talked about and that both of them sang about, in and out. So we breathe out of our abundance and we receive it back in 10 times or more multiplied, or whatever those numbers are. And so that is the rhythm of the universe, just as we breathe this incredible air of this center and of this planet. So please help support our center, and we appreciate your giving. Yeah, so join us in our abundance affirmation. You can say it out loud, or you can say it in your minds. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. And feel free to join in singing I Am So Blessed. Thank you, Beth.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. grateful for all I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. And Bev has already talked about the Why Not workshop today, and that is probably starting around noon, is that right? Or shortly after service?
Shortly, yeah, after gathering time, yeah.
So we'll have a gathering time and then this coming together in meditation and nodding your intentions and releasing what no longer served you. Maybe it served you once. So I think that's a really awesome workshop.
Do we have Ann come up and talk about this?
We could have Ann talk. Well, I don't know. Is Ann willing to come up and talk about this?
I think she should.
Do you? Okay.
We're gonna talk from there.
We do what Ruth says. Okay.
Okay, let's listen.
If you have the desire and the ability, there are Tuesday openings at the Food Bank, Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services on Marconi and again on Truxell Road. Marconi is closer, of course. 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning until 11:30 to hand out food for people in parking lots at the Arcade Church parking lot and the South and Thomas Community Center parking lot. If you're unable to do that, or if you'd also like to donate food, there is a list out by the sign-up sheet for you to see the most asked for donation food items. And I've got a bin out in the front if you'd like to donate foods. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us another way that we give of our abundance. It's wonderful. I believe that we are about to have the last of this particular set of First Saturday classes that's been running for, I think, 9 months because there was a break 1 month. So the first Saturday in April, whether you've been to others or not, feel free to drop into the Art and Science of Spiritual Mind Treatment. I understand it's wonderful, and I know there will be even more classes to follow. But come at 10 a.m. on the first Saturday of April, which is the 5th.
Third, yeah, wait.
It's in April.
Yeah.
I have it decidedly that it's next month. Okay, the 5th, great. And then our grand opening, as hopefully everybody knows, is April 6th. And we have our guest musician for Sunday service, Gary Lynn Floyd. And then Gary and our One Love band, and who knows, maybe Gwen, I think, is also joining us as part of all of this celebration. So on April 6th, which is very exciting. And coming back a week, so next Sunday, just so you know, Reverend Patricia and I are sharing the podium, and it's going to be more of a, it's 5th Sunday, we can mix it up a little bit. So it's going to be more of a workshop style service. So if you'd like to, we would love to have you. So just come support us. I was going to say if you'd like to come, but no, just come.
That's the way it should be, yeah.
Yeah. Demand are good, right?
It's not? Yeah, there it is.
Okay, we have a pop-up market.
Can I talk about that? No, please.
So the second Saturday of next month, we're going to have our pop-up market again. There are some brand new things happening with that. Lots of good stuff for Easter gifts, or if you have some birthdays coming up. We have a lot of vendors who are making some new artistic type things. So come and check it out on April 12th for the pop-up market.
Thank you.
That sounds fun. All right. And now it is time for our affirmation and our closing music and our benediction. And then to hang out and enjoy each other, right? So join with me in our affirmation. I'm going to say the English version because my Spanish is still a work in progress. Today is a good day to start. And now for River of Love.
Okay. These words are easy. Y'all can sing it with us, and you can stand if you'd like. There's a river of love, and it flows right through every word I say, everything I do. There's a river of love, and it flows right through every word I say and do. There's a river of love. every word I say, everything I do. There's a river above and it flows right through every word I say, everything I do. And it flows. I know there's a river, let it flow. I know there's a river, let it flow. I know there's a river, let it flow. I know.
All right, this is the part where we get to circle up. So form a circle, put your hands in prayer position, or for us this is namaste position. Okay. And I am supposed to add, members of the ecclesiastic team are available for spiritual mind treatment immediately after service. And so, as we see the light of the infinite, the light of the universe, the light of God in each and every one of us and in our own selves, in this moment, we are the stillness. We are the power and presence of God moving forth into our lives, moving forth as grace and ease, as this power goes before us and around us and makes everything easier, puts us in the flow of the divine, allows us to see and understand clearly, and brings so much good. We go forth in our good and bring this good into the lives of others, into all that we love, every person whose lives we touch, consciously or unconsciously, blessing the world, expanding this good, expanding this stillness, the love, the power, and the presence as it is activated throughout the world. It is done now. I give thanks, and so it is.
And so it is.